Today we are going to learn how to close a project or a phase of a project. So, what is the first step in ensuring that all the deliverables are accepted by the customer? So, the first step is to ensure that all the deliverables meet the acceptance criteria as defined in the project management plan. Now, how can the project manager confirms that all the requirements have been met before delivering to the customer? Now, the project manager can use the requirement traceability matrix to confirm that all the requirements have been met and approved. Now, what must be documented in the project management plan during the transition of the deliverables to the customers? Now, the specification of the deliverables must be documented in the project management plan during the transition to the customers. Now, what is important to assess the readiness of end users and support staffs during the handover process? Now, it is important to assess their readiness to ensure successful adoption of the deliverables. What should be archived as part of the final project documentation? A full project information, including contracts, scope of work, quality, performance reports, inspection results, objectives, and benefit realization to be summarized. Now, what resources should be released upon project closure? All project resources, including human, financial, and physical assets, should be released as part of the closure. Who should be notified about the project closure? All the enterprise organizations which are involved should be notified of the project closure. Now, what is the primary responsibility during the contract closure process? The primary responsibility is to ensure all contracts are fulfilled, including paying suppliers or vendors according to contractual terms. Now, what should be done with the contracts related to documentation and after they are fulfilled? Contracts and all related documentation should be archived, including financial records. Now, how do the timing and nature of benefit realization vary in a project? Some benefits are realized as soon as the project is finished, even early during the project, while others accrue over a month or a year depending on the project life cycle and the nature of work. Now, what is important to identify and establish before transitioning a project to operational teams? Now, it is important to identify metrics for measuring project realization and ensuring these are in place before transitioning to the project to the operation. Now, what is kind of support may be required to sustain benefits after the completion? Now, any required support, post-implementation support such as hypercare may be required to ensure that benefits are sustained. What should be proposed? If modifications to delivered benefits are required, any required modification should be proposed as work for future iteration or projects. Now, what should be captured during retro or final lessons learned meeting? A successful retro includes key successes and challenges should be captured, what went well, where are the areas of improvement, any actions that we can take forward moving to other phases or projects. Now, why it is important to consolidate lessons learned into a repository? Consolidated lessons learned into a repository benefits future projects for providing a reference for best practices and common pitfalls. Now, what should be ensured during the knowledge transfer? During the knowledge transfer, it should be ensured that the knowledge is transitioned effectively, including the provision of user manuals, administrative manuals, and any training documentation. What what additional plans should be confirmed during knowledge transfer process. Post implementation support plans should be confirmed, and the organizations should be prepared to adapt and sustain the new system or process.